Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Star Wars Galaxy of Yeti coming to you with another roster review. So this is more like where are we going kind of thing, and looking for a little bit of guidance. We see some bugs on the arena team, and we see bugs in fleets. Obviously, I like that synergy with that. It's a good start. Let's look at the stats. It's 1.7 million. Okay, it's at 291 with the bugs. You know, looks like all in all working towards that G12 there. Let's check out what we got going on here ships wise. He mentioned that he was going after General Skywalker right away. So you see, got a relic on Ahsoka, that's good. Nope, work on Plo yet. Plo is very important. He's got his endurance up a little bit, still missing some stars there. Sarge, obviously this is going to be one of the big stumbling blocks to getting General Skywalker is going to be that 4 extra stars on that Anakin there. Got to get Anakin up. Super important. Great ship as well, even as a fly-in for the bugs. Let's look here. We got Padme's at G12 with 2 Zetas. You got Grievous at G10. Kenobi's at 6 star. Is at G9. Don't see. Let's look through some basics on the modding here. Who's our fastest character? It's Poggle. I mean, if you're running him in the arena, you probably do need him pretty fast. Yeah, 236, not huge. Only a 92 set. Let's see. 75 for 233. 41,000 on the health. I mean, it's not terrible. That'll obviously go up, and you get this, especially if it has a health secondary or something. Like health percentage is really fantastic on Padme. And you got tenacity, probably for the speed. I don't know. I don't think I like tenacity there. I'd probably just slam more health on Padme. Yoda's set looks slow-ish, 53. With 1,000 on damage, 5,000 damage at G11 is not bad. It's not bad at all. Obviously, he needs to be faster for a Padme team. He can be slower in that Jedi Revan team with all that TM manipulation. Let's go check out his. Let's check out his Sep droids, see where he's at star-wise. Grievous is almost done. That says 6 stars on B2. And there's no B1 yet. He hasn't got there in fleets yet. So B1 and Shakti are going to really slow you down. You got to get up there, which is probably best done with a Hound's Tooth. Do you have a Hound's Tooth? 7-star Bosk. And yeah, there it is. 6-star Hound's Tooth there. Alright, yeah, once the Hound's Tooth gets a little bit higher, you'll be able to get to those fleet nodes, and you really need to start on those fleet nodes like ASAP. In the meantime, you're going to be stuck for quite a while. I mean, it's not the worst thing, because you'll have Padme and Grievous teams, you know, underway, but it is going to be a little bit troublesome. Oh, excuse me. Old Republic there. Yeah, so I don't see him getting any love heading towards Revan at all. So neither Revans are really on the cards. So I'm not quite sure what you're farming right now. If it's like you're very far from General Skywalker with Shakti and B1 having 0 going on there, unless they're just not activated and I just can't see them. But that would be a problem. Start looking at some of his other factions, see what he's working on here. You know, he's got kind of a standard bounty hunters team. Should be able to get Chewie very soon. He's at 6 when these stars come in, and just needs the gear levels to do it. Go and look at Empire here. Well, actually, we can see his clones. See, yeah, okay. So he's got clones. He's working on them. He's got some gear on him. Looks like he's hyperdrive bundled. That's how those are the way they are. Empire. 10, 10, 10, 8. Obviously, Thrawn is an extremely important character. I would absolutely make sure to get him up ASAP. And, you know, a 5th for Empire would be great. So far, you've got some bones of it there. Ewoks. He's got Wicket. He's working on him. That's good. Logray obviously needs love. You know, he's working on that, so C-3PO will be there eventually. It's just hyperdrive first order. Jedi. So right now he's got a secondary, his Padme team right here, and then a secondary Jedi team. It's all very basic. Obviously, I feel like the Revans and Malak now are more important than General Skywalker. So I would do some work on them in the meanwhile while you're trying to farm up Shakti and B1. It's hyperdrive on the Night Sisters. We've already looked there. Rebels, let's look at his CLS. G7 on Raid Han. No Chewie yet. You should be able to get about 5-star Chewie with what you've got, I think. Well, if you had a Zeta on Boss Lee, then yeah, definitely. But it's got R2-D2, 7 stars. Let's see, Rogue One, Separatist. It's like I know we already looked at this, just seeing. You got Nuke and Dooku. Yeah, you still got plenty of time until General Skywalker's going to be a thing. All in all, you know, it looks like hyperdrive bundle. The account has some good growth, heading towards some good teams. Obviously, my only advice is that, you know, the Revans with Malak are probably more important now in the game than they were before the GLs dropped, as Sith Empire are a great counter to Galactic Legends. But you're on your way to having a couple of really good teams, so you should be in a pretty good spot, I guess, GAC wise. Your Zetas are all pretty much spoken for on your 3 main teams, I guess. I'm assuming you're using like a Seps team with Grievous or whatever, with the lack of the droids. Excuse me again. Ooh. Yeah. But all in all, you know, I would probably just aim a little bit more focus. I see a lot of like almost completed gear levels. It's a little bit of a pet peeve of mine. I mean, if you're actively working on that character alone, and that character is going to be the next one to go up to his next level, then yeah, go ahead and place whatever you need to. But if it's but if you're just like, you know, you have, you know, something weird like something like that where you've already got, you know, most of her pieces or whatever, it's like either finish out the level or don't put any of this gear. Like, this gear can do a good job somewhere else, or you might need it for a key tune later. I'm always just like, wait to place the gear unless it's legitimately I want them to the next level and something's holding me back. Obviously, Yoda needs to go to 12. Obviously, Kenobi needs to go to 12. I mean, it's just, you need to get him up there. It looks like, you know, you need to get Thrawn up. Thrawn's super important in terms of your roster viability and like GAC and stuff. But yeah, I think you've picked a pretty decent path on moving up. But you need to be very aware of how valuable the Revans still are in this game. Like Jedi Revan is an extremely useful team, and it's sort of like one of those ones where if you don't know what else to do, you just Revan it. Sort of like back in the day with Treya. Treya was like, well, I don't know what to use here, so I'm just gonna Treya it because you know it's gonna work, and you know it's one of those teams. So now like the power has shifted. Now it's like, okay, I'm not sure what's going on here with this team, or I'm not sure if XYZ can take it, so I'll just Jedi Revan it because that usually works, and then come up with your attack that way. So I would definitely think or look towards getting at least getting a Jedi Revan team going, because when you get your C-3PO, because your Ewoks are kind of almost there. When you get your C-3PO, you'll be able to run C-3PO with Padme, and you also have a R2-D2, which gives you someone else you can run with Padme, and then you can take your Yoda and drop him in with Bastila with Revan, and early on in the game, like in terms of being sub 2 million, having the Revans is humongous. So you're obviously very very far away from a galactic legend, and that's totally fine, like totally understandable. So you're gonna need to have something that can counter it. Like as much as I like Padme, especially in the arena, I mean, you're at the point where Padme is almost the move in the arena. You're almost ready to switch to Padme. You just need to get your General Kenobi up. Like Anakin and General Kenobi really need a relic, and Padme needs a relic. And then all of a sudden you've got a really great arena team. That team should, I don't know about your Shard, but your team, Padme team, should get very high with that, because you can basically, you'll be able to get through most Revans pretty easily, depending on their modding and stuff like that, and a little bit of RNG, like not catching the mark on Anakin. It's not a speed dependent team, so I mean that would be my immediate goal, is to get Padme into the arena with relics and try to start earning some proper crystals with that team. Obviously finish out Soldier to 12. Your bugs are going to carry it pretty well in fleets. Bugs with Houndstooth can take down most fleets. I think you should be able to even beat some weaker negotiators even with a really strong setup. At least that's with Thrawn. I've seen it work. So there's that. I would imagine you're going for. I don't know which one you're going to go for, the Negotiator or the Malevolence, but it looks like you've got, pretty good development towards both, essentially. So you're going to be in that situation where you're just like, well, do I want one or the other? For climbing, Malevolence is the way, and you only really need 3 relics for that fleet to really hum, but you need to have 2 hard nodes sorted out. So once again, it works into your the farming of stuff, like how you're going to stack up the farming, because like I said, you need B1 and Shaak Ti to get General Skywalker, which you say is a goal, and you're going to need Hyena Bomber and VD if you're going to go for the Malevolence, and you've still got ships for the Negotiator that you're going to need to finish out if you want to go for the Negotiator. So if you're going to have relics on Kenobi and Anakin soon, Negotiator is probably the way to go. If you're willing to do relic on Sunfac and Spy, and Grievous, then you're going to have a Rock and Malevolence fleet. So you can kind of go either way, because you're still kind of like in that spot where the development just is. It's kind of like paws on a puppy kind of thing. But I do think you're missing a trick by having nothing towards one of the Revans. Having just one of the Revans on your roster would make your roster a lot stronger for GAC and for like territory battles and stuff like that. Because even Lightside Geo Revan, a decent Revan team can pull 1 out of 4 pretty consistently. It's not amazing, but hey, a wave in Lightside Geo is pretty good. Whereas, Padme, you'll be able to hit 4 for 4s. General Skywalker, you'll be able to hit 4 for 4s on stages. So they're great, obviously. And Negotiator, when you get 7 stars, can go and complete the combat mission there. So there's that. That said, I think you really need to work on your mods. there's not you didn't have a lot of speed going on here. Having, I think, I mean, this is what's the speed set here? It's 91. Yeah, we need to see a few hundred speed sets coming up in here, because it's a pretty slow at the top, and I know modding is all RNG and stuff, but you do need to pay your dues and work on your mods. Get yourself some good offense sets. I think those are the ones to really focus on. You get a lot of health sets from the events and things like that. So I think farming offense sets and speed sets and some defense sets are kind of the best way to go about it. Obviously, the defense is not super important, but offense sets and speed sets are very important, especially for getting your speed up early. You're going to need a bunch of speed sets. And you're going to need offense sets for guys like Anakin and Ahsoka, and later on you're going to be wanting to put offense set on Vader. You're going to want to put offense set on General Skywalker. You're going to want, you're going to want offense sets on like Arc and Echo and stuff like that. So you're going to need to really spend some time farming offense sets big time. You're going to need some speed sets, especially as you try to get the Revans and stuff like that. Speed sets on the Revans and Bastila and things will make it all very, very much easier. So you're going to need to do a lot of farming on both of those, because that's the biggest thing I'm going to say right now is you need to get the front line of your speed needs to go up. And I don't mean like these specific characters. I mean the characters that you want fast in your account need to be faster than plus 90 sets. They just do. And that's, like I said, it's something that'll come in time, but it's just something that I'm just reminding you of and just want to keep in your head is this is definitely the kind of account where you're going to want to put the time. You need to put the time in now for the set so that you're not screwed over later. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's one of the things, like, I have a modding advantage in almost every one of my GAC matchups, and that's because I put a lot of time in the mods. Sure, like, I'll get matched up against someone who's like a Kraken that Kraken properly and spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars like farming mods just ad nauseum. But, against somebody who doesn't put that kind of dedication in, I spent like 150 crystals every day just farming mods, and mostly I slice all the good mods. Anything that hits speed, I slice it up to gold, see where it goes. That's sort of how I operate with mods, and it works really well to do it that way. At least that's what I've found, and what's happening in my account. I've got 23 plus 20s or something like that at 4 million GP, which is pretty good. And then so yeah, that's my biggest piece of advice is focus on mods, and then work on getting those getting your fleet up to those hard notes so you can start working on B1, because if General Skywalker is your goal, then you need to get up there. You're gonna probably in the meantime be wanting to farm Anakin's ship, obviously, just constantly with that fleet energy. Get that up. I think that was kind of like the big one. I think you were missing 5s as well. Whoops. I think you were missing 5s as well on the. Yeah, you're almost done with 5s. That's good. And Ahsoka's done. Yeah, so you're gonna want to do that. Clone Sarge, you probably want to get those extra stars there. He's a decent ship. Obviously, Consular is a solid ship as well. So if for General Skywalker, just having a good GR fleet, you can leave him on defense with Mace or whatever in GAC and stuff. So that's handy. But that's definitely something that I would suggest is figure out right now, do you want the Malevolence or do you want the Negotiator, and make sure you got your fleet sorted out for which one you do. You say General Skywalker is what you want, so you absolutely have to get Anakin up regardless. So that needs to happen, and the Umbaran probably needs to be 7 stars as well. You're gonna be hurting for a tank or something, but that the General Skywalker fleet portion is really easy, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. But I mean, that's really about it. There's not that much I can really say beyond that. Like I said, there's lots of partial development, so it's kind of interesting, and you did the hyperdrive, so you've got a lot of you know, G8s and stuff, just hanging out. So I would say just focus up on the teams that need focusing on. Get whichever arena team you want to do, which I'm assuming is Padme. Get it fully relicked. Make that a priority. Unless you want to stick with, unless you want to go Malevolence way, you can full relic up Bugs. Bugs can climb through Jedi Revan and stuff like that too. So, I mean, these are all your options. Like I said, I really like Padme for arena, especially early on an account like this. So do pay attention to that, and then when you get C-3PO popped, you'll be able to consistently start taking down Malix, especially if you dial in your modding and get some better mods. You'll be in a good spot. You'll be able to climb probably pretty easily into the top 50s with Padme. So anyway, that's about it for this one, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you got something out of this Mando, and have a good one.